Hey everyone, what's going on? Today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2014. Ugh. I just remembered tomorrow is the 15th. That means Arrow returns in 2000 for the rest of the second season. I can't wait. Oh man. Uh, that's going to be a episode blast radius. Anyway, that's not what this is about, obviously. Last night we just had the return of Sleepy Hollow with its 11th episode, titled The Vessel. I'm going to say right now that I will admit it wasn't the best episode, in my opinion, since its debut in September. I'll tell you why after I talk about what happened in the episode. Anyway, this episode was very centered around Captain Irving and his family, actually. Mainly his daughter, too, Macy, who's in the wheelchair. And, we obviously still see Ichabod and Abby helping Irving in the whole episode. But we see a lot more in the Irving family going on. So, last episode last year, Irving went to visit his daughter Macy over in the city. I believe it was in New York. And while going through Central Park or something like that with his daughter at a hot dog vendor, the concession stand owner, apparently he's possessed by a demon or something like that. And that demon threatened him and his daughter's life. So with that, Captain Irving brought this vendor owner to Sleepy Hollow to be interrogated and everything. But, this guy doesn't remember anything during the possession. We find out that this demon is a body jumper and everything. What was nice, the episode actually opened with Abby trying to convince Ichabod to try and change his appearance with his clothes and modernize his look, so he can look like he's someone living in the 21st century rather than the colonial times. It was great. She suggested a dry cleaners. He basically said no. It was hilarious, as usual. So, yeah, while trying to help out Irving, Abby and Ichabod actually find a recording in the archives, which actually was a recording of Corbin performing an exorcism on someone who's possessed by a demon. And turns out the vessel to this demon was Jenny, Abby's sister. It was way before the events of the show started. It was like 7 years prior, I believe. And no one knew about it besides Corbin, actually. And we see in the recording, the demon threatened to kill Abby and Macy, I believe, too. And when Jenny comes in and sees the video, she's horrified and she wants nothing to do with helping Irving. But little persuasion from Ichabod, and she basically jumps right back onto the train. He's clever with his words, He's an Englishman. Anyway, so with Macy being in trouble, Captain Irving brings both Macy and his ex-wife to a safe house over in the woods. Now, with the demon being a body jumper, turns out that Captain Morales, we all remember him from a couple episodes back, he's been possessed as well, and he's also at the safe house. So, later on, things don't turn out very well, obviously. So, back in the archives room with Ichabod, Abby, and Jenny, they're watching the recording, and we see... Oh, well, they realize that if they watch the recording backwards, listening to what the demon had to say, and they find out the secret to who the demon is and how to kill the demon. Turns out to expel the demon from its vessel, they need some sort of ancient colonial lamp, which Ichabod remembers from his time in the 18th century, that the lamps or the lanterns belonged to Ben Franklin. And turns out one of the lanterns is held under lock and key somewhere in the woods by some buyers. So Abby and Ichabod, well, mainly Abby with the assistance of Ichabod, she uses her old thievery techniques, so to speak, to work her way past security and stuff like that to get into the shed of these buyers and grab the lantern. But, of course, while trying to leave, they get caught by the people who own the artifacts in the shed. And it seems like, at first these people want to help, and obviously they don't, because these two strangers are stealing from them. And then, who comes to save the day? Jenny. She's strapped with these two SMGs and knows that she can take anyone on. And she's just an ultimate badass. If you think Jenny's a badass, check out... Or if you think Abby's a badass, check out her sister. So, anyway, back at the safe house in the woods with the Irvings, the demon actually does unfortunately possess Macy. And during the whole possession time with Macy, you see her face change, and it's incredible. The way they made it look was just so, obviously demonic and scary. And like I said, this episode really centered around the Irving family and really touched to a heart to Captain Irving, because it shed some light on how he feels about Macy and her accident and how she got into the wheelchair. And it was nice to see a softer side, or not so much a softer side, but we got to see Irving on a more, daddy side, so to speak. Got to show more emotion to Macy than what we usually have seen. Later on, Abby, Jenny, and Ichabod make it to the safe house, or not in time, but they are able to expel the demon from Macy's body, and we basically get a happy ending, for the most part. What we did realize, a big secret we got to find out in this episode, is that while Abby was committing a crime to save a young girl's life, we found out that during the years Abby and Jenny didn't see each other. It was because Jenny was committing small crimes as well to keep away from her sister, from evil also. And we got to see why the two girls never saw each other over the years, and why there's this tension between them all the time. It was nice to see some secrets revealed about that, because I was always puzzled, like, why these two sisters, they're always butting heads. After all the events of this episode with the possession of Macy and everything else, Captain Irving, I'm sorry, Ichabod and Abby, they get this idea to make some sort of, mixture of lemon juice and a whole bunch of other stuff to actually reveal some invisible ink in George Washington's Bible, the same Bible that Ichabod was actually buried with when he was killed, so to speak. And the invisible ink showed a date, December 18th, 1789. Now, according to historical facts, George Washington was actually killed, or he died, December 14th, 1789. Now, that's not me being a history junkie. They actually point this out in the show. So it's strange, how could George Washington write this date 4 days after his proposed death? It was very eye-popping and very, a holy crap moment. We always have those in Sleepy Hollow. So, yeah. A big surprise, actually, that I just found out last night while watching the episode, is that this is the episode before the season finale, everyone. Next week is the 2-hour season finale. I'm not sure what it's called. But, yeah, it's the 2-hour season finale. It's 2 episodes, so this first season will only be 13 episodes total. And then I believe shooting starts again for the second season in March. And, hopefully the second season starts airing in September. Who knows? The episode mainly shows, I believe, Ichabod and Abby, going to purgatory, I think, to save Katrina. That's what it looked like. And we also get to see the return of the Sin Eater again, everyone. Yeah. And the return of the Headless Horseman. He's back. That character is always great to see on camera. He's amazing. We haven't seen him in a while, so that'd be nice to see. So that's about it for me, and don't forget to check out Arrow. That starts again tomorrow night with the episode Blast Radius. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.